Hey, not so average Jose here, finally doing my Blu-ray video. I'm wearing my Sounds of the Galaxy t-shirt that I got from a nerd blog. If you want to see that video, click over on the side somewhere, wherever I end up in the annotation. And let's get this started. More from right to left, kind of like we're reading a manga, however you want to pronounce it. Back to the Future, the trilogy. I got this at a pawn shop for $5, and this is one of my favorite film trilogies, and Back to the Future, the original, is one of my favorite movies of all time. Despicable Me. I got it a few years back. The family actually did, and it's a really good movie. It's fun. Same goes with The Croods. Got it last year. Actually, I remember I got to see a free screen with my entire family for it. Really good. I love the animation. I think it's one of the few things I actually like Nicolas Cage in. Chronicle. Josh Trank did a great job with directing. One of the few movies I don't mind being kind of shaky cam. The story in it is awesome. I don't know how they're gonna make a sequel out of it. Michael B. Jordan, Dane DeHaan, both of them are incredible actors, and you truly see it in this. The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smell. Saw this in theaters last year, so I immediately, when it came out, got it. Smaug was incredible, just fell in love with it. Benedict Cumberbatch, awesome job like always. The Hobbit, along with The Desolation of Smaug, Peter Jackson did a great job on both. This one's a bit slower than The Desolation of Smaug, but it's truly for story purposes. It's great to see Gandalf back. Ian McKellen does a great job. The dwarves are hilarious. They're fun. Really great movie. The Harry Potter 8 film collection. This is actually my mom's. I got it for her last Christmas or her birthday. I can't remember. They're pretty close. They're both in December. We're the Millers. I went to see with some co-workers after work last summer, and it was really funny. I was surprised. Will Poulter was incredibly funny. The guy from Horrible Bosses was hilarious. I loved him in it. Jennifer Aniston, still an incredible actress. The Town, directed by Ben Affleck, starring Ben Affleck. Love this movie. I really like heist movies, I've come to notice, and this is just, in my opinion, one of the best. You really start to feel for his character, even though you know he's been doing the wrong thing. By the end of the movie, you kind of hope the best for him. Taken has a first movie to put Liam Neeson, well, not the first, but in the recent years, to put Liam Neeson back as an action star. It was awesome. I remember seeing it with my mom. I just loved it. In my opinion, it's a pretty good movie. Looper, I'll have to be honest. First time I saw it, I was watching it with my sister. I was really tired that day, and I fell asleep. But going back and watching it, I really like Joseph Gordon-Levitt's performance portrayal of a young Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis does a great job too. You definitely have to be a sci-fi kind of fan in order to not get bored with it. The Wolf of Wall Street. This movie came out last December, I want to say. Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill do an amazing job, as well as all the other actors and actresses in it. Great movie, but horrible at the same time. After watching this, it just kind of felt like, oh wow, did I really just watch this? But you have fun watching it. The World's End, one of my favorite comedies from last year, starring Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, and directed by Edgar Wright. I love most of their movies together. Of course, the Cornetto trilogy, and Nick Frost and Simon Pegg just make an incredible duo. In this one, Nick Frost is a straight man, and the crazy kind of character is played by Simon Pegg. I just remember being really excited to see this last year, and when I got it on Blu-ray, I've watched it a million times by now. Frozen, of course. Again, another movie that came out just last year. Really good. Kind of a different spin on the whole love story with princes and princesses, and it's really fun. Really like Olaf. These three kind of run together, just because I always watch them together. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. I love all three. There's so much I can say about them, but I won't in this video just because it's already going to be a long video. An incredible story. The movies are really well put together. They're very fluid when you pop out one disc and pop in the next. It's very easy to just keep going. Don John, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's first movie he directs, starring himself and Scarlett Johansson. Really good movie. All I can say, it kind of puts a guy's perspective on how relationships work sometimes, and it kind of reminds me of 500 Days of Summer, besides the fact that Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in it. District 9. I remember a friend recommended it to me about a year ago, so I went and watched it, and I just loved it. It was another one of those movies where it was kind of a shaky cam kind of thing, and I really don't like those kinds of movies because it's like handheld recording kind of thing. But just the special effects and the story are so compelling, and complement the graphics, complement the story so well. Really good movie. I really recommend it. Harold and Kumar Double Fun Pack. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, and Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay. They're just really fun movies. John Cho is funny, and Cal Penn is also. This is another movie that came out late last year, Gravity, starring Sandra Bullock, and directed by Alfonso Cuarón. I heard that it was directed by a Hispanic director, and I was really excited because you never really hear about many Hispanic directors. And besides that, last year all I remember seeing that was by a Hispanic director was, well, the only director that was Hispanic I heard of last year was Guillermo del Toro, and that was Pacific Rim. Gravity was really good, especially since Sandra Bullock was the only character for the majority of the movie. Other than her, there was George Clooney, but he was in there for no more than 5-6 minutes. I want to say, maybe even less. Alfonso Cuarón also directed my favorite Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Another reason why I was excited for this. Really good movie. Really recommend it. It's kind of slow. It's really story based, so you do have to be patient with it. Captain Phillips starring Tom Hanks. Really good movie. I went to see this one with my brother in the theater for screening. It was intense. It's intense. Tom Hanks gives an excellent performance, as well as the I can't remember what part of Africa they're from, but the young men playing the pirates do an excellent job, and I think this was their first time acting as well. The Walking Dead Season 1, I saw it on Amazon for like $10, and my brother got me into The Walking Dead about a year ago. Yeah, just before last year's season. And so I saw this and I was like, I have to get it. The Walking Dead, third season. Yeah, I found this one for $5 at the pawn shop, so I was like, again, I have to get it. Horrible Bosses, the totally inappropriate edition. Charlie Day is so funny. Then put together with Jason Bateman and can't remember his name. Jason Sudeikis. I can't remember his name earlier either. Three of them are hilarious, especially as best friends. I'm excited for the new one. Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon. Got this over the summer. I remember seeing it a few years ago, and the ending of it really sticking with me. Just because there was actual consequence to resolving such a big issue, and that someone paid some type of price for it. Inception. One of my favorite Christopher Nolan movies. I actually like this more than the Dark Knight trilogy, and I might get some dislikes for that, but Inception just has a great cast of actors: Leonardo DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Tom Hardy, Ellen Page. I forget some of the others. I have fun watching this. Love the idea of dreams within dreams and kind of exploring them. Superman versus the Elite. One of my favorite animated Superman movies, or actually one of my favorite Superman movies overall. Kind of really sticks to what Superman is and what he's supposed to stand for. I really recommend that. I think it might be on Netflix. Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox. Got this early last year. Have a lot of fun watching it. This is the first time I had really even heard, well, not the first time I heard of Earth 2, but really seen anything from it, including Batman, who I'm not going to spoil who it is, but it is not Bruce Wayne. I really like it. And at the end of this, they kind of jump into what's now the New 52 in the comics, and they're basing a whole universe in that. They're making Aquaman Throne of Atlantis, or Justice League Throne of Atlantis. Kick-ass. I love this movie. It's one of the not big superhero movies that I really like. Another thing I like Nicolas Cage in. There's not much I really like Nicolas Cage in. She-Hulk animated Marvel movie. I have actually never read the storyline, but having watched the movie, I do think it would make an interesting Hulk movie, live action with Mark Ruffalo. Especially since he would be the Hulk the majority of the time. But I do see how that would be really expensive, and that being a reason why they won't do Planet Hulk, or at least not at the moment. RoboCop, one of my favorite movies of all time. Some parts of it don't exactly hold up, but there's others that do. The story, in my opinion, is really good, and it's just something that I saw when I was a little kid, and I really loved it. Even have an action figure of him with the classic RoboCop, and I like the new one too. Just haven't gotten my hands on it yet. The Kings of Summer, a really good coming of age movie. Just some boys that are trying to have fun, trying to have a good time, and stuff gets real. Stuff hits the fan, and they realize it's not all fun and games. 21 Jump Street. Saw this one with one of my best friends in a theater alone. It was just two of us and another guy way up in the front. It was after school. It was our senior year. It came out at the perfect time. We just laughed our butts off the entire time. We had so much fun with this. Recently saw 22 Jump Street again in theaters with my brother. We both really enjoyed it. Excited for the next one. Even though it's not going to be directed so far by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Spider-Man came out early 2000s, and I remember first time I saw it with my dad and my brother in the theater. Then we went to a grocery store later that night. When we walked out, some dude had it on VHS. We bought it, and I watched the mess out of it. At the time, really loved everything about it. But looking back at it now, of course, there's some CGI stuff that doesn't hold up, especially compared to the newer ones. Yeah, it's still a fun movie. Tobey Maguire, not one of my favorite actors, but he holds up as Peter Parker. Much Ado About Nothing, a modern retelling by Joss Whedon. You got some of the actors from Firefly in here, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., just a lot of actors you might have seen in other movies, and of course, that's most actors. Nathan Fillion is in this movie. He's one of my favorite actors. It's in black and white. It's really slow. It's heavily based on the play so far as dialogue, but I really recommend it. It's a really good movie. Now You See Me, the extended edition. I'll be honest, when I saw the extended edition, I didn't really see much more added to it, so I can kind of see why they took that part out, those parts out. Jesse Eisenberg, Isla Fisher, Woody Harrelson, and Dave Franco, Morgan Freeman, the guy who played Alfred. I should know this. I usually remember. All do a great job as the cast, and really made the movie enjoyable. Mark Ruffalo had great performance in it. I was really excited to see him in something else after the Avengers, because I really hadn't seen him in much else. The Legend of Zorro, the sequel to, I forgot the name of the first one, but Antonio Banderas is awesome on screen. I like him as Zorro a bit more than I like Christian Bale as Batman. It's just a personal preference. Limitless. One of the first things I really saw Bradley Cooper in, and just saw how great of an actor he was. It's awesome to think there could be a drug that just unlocks all your mind and lets you do all these incredible things. And yeah, that's why I love this movie. Star Trek Into Darkness. Not the best movie ever from last year, but I mean, it had a lot of stuff, a lot of competition, and Zachary Quinto, Chris Pine, and I feel like I should know her. I do know her name. She played Gamora this year, and oh my gosh, I forget her name. Zoe Saldana, just remember. And Benedict Cumberbatch did an awesome job. Benedict Cumberbatch, first time I saw him as a villain, really, he was really awesome. He was really intimidating. He had this screen presence that was calm but overpowering. And yeah, really fun movie. Really good sequel. Thor. Limited 3D edition. Got it at Pawn Shop for $5. Love the Pawn Shops. First time I saw it with my sister, and it was really good. I loved it. Chris Hemsworth really pulls off the role. And he reprises that role in Thor: The Dark World after the Avengers. It was pretty cool to see kind of the Marvel universe kind of expand just beyond Earth, go into other realms, so to say. And I didn't like his relationship with Jane. I personally prefer Lady Sif. I think Jamie Alexander plays an excellent Lady Sif, and Tom Hiddleston does an amazing job, and like always, I mean, like he did in the first, like he did in Avengers, and I see why girls fall in love with him and his acting. Well, I don't know if it's because of his acting, but he does an incredible job on screen. This isn't my superhero pop, I guess. The Wolverine, the extended edition, Unleashed extended edition, has the 3D, unrated, and the regular Blu-ray copy along with the DVD. And a really fun movie. In my opinion, one of the best portrayals of Wolverine. Hugh Jackman does an incredible job. Definitely looks the part. I think he worked out with, he trained with The Rock and changed his diet according to what The Rock was eating. Don't take my word for it, but I remember hearing something like that. Really good movie. Saw it with my little sister for the first time. And Michael Fassbender does a great job. I forget his name. Dang it, I hate when they don't put their names on. James McAvoy. Do an awesome job as Charles Xavier and Magneto. They do an awesome job. They have awesome chemistry, and it really pulls through in X-Men Days of Future Past too. Premium Rush stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon does a great job, and I see why they picked him in Man of Steel to play Zod. He plays an excellent villain here. I mean, he shouts a lot, but of course that's what he does in Man of Steel. Joseph Gordon-Levitt gives you such an adrenaline rush with the bicycle scenes, and it really got me into riding my bike again. Prisoners, one of my favorite movies from last year, starring Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. Really deep story. The opening shot is an amazing shot. It's silent and starts off with the Our Father prayer. It's shooting like this huge area, wooded area covered in snow. It's really nice. 500 Days of Summer, first movie I saw, directed by, why am I forgetting names right now? Mark Webb. Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel do an awesome job. I feel kind of a more realistic view on relationships comes out of this one. Godzilla, directed by Gareth Edwards, came out earlier this year. I got it just last Tuesday. Really good movie. I agree with some people, not enough Godzilla, but the amount of time he was on screen, he was awesome. Spider-Man 2, best Spider-Man movie of all time. Alfred Molina plays an incredible Doc Ock, perfect villain in the sense that he doesn't just do it for being bad, he actually has a reason for it. He does it for his love of science and for his wife. He has real motive behind it. Iron Man 3, don't like it as much as the first Iron Man or as much as Avengers. Definitely like it more than Iron Man 2. I was excited to see Shane Black work with Robert Downey Jr. again. Like the fact that he kept his Christmas theme going even though it wasn't like his original movie. It was really fun. There's some stuff that was pulled from the Extremis story, which is one of my favorite comic stories for Tony Stark, just because it revolutionizes what he is. Hellboy: The Golden Army, really fun movie, good sequel. The chemistry between Hellboy and Abram is awesome as always. Guillermo del Toro does a great job building off of the first Hellboy, which I have right here, which starts the whole thing off. It's really fun. You can't even tell, what's his name? It was like really old, Ron Perlman. You can't tell his age through so much makeup. Really fun. Not the best of movies, but I like it, and I watch it every now and then. Captain America 2 came out April this year. Got it a few weeks ago. Incredible movie. Chris Evans gives an epic performance. Scarlett Johansson, like always, gives a stellar performance. And Samuel L. Jackson was in it. He's always good. Robert Redford does a really good job as, I'm not going to say who because that could be a spoiler. Anthony Mackie is awesome as the Falcon. And of course, the guy who plays Bucky does an awesome job. He's the Winter Soldier. Spoiler, sorry. Amazing Spider-Man 2 also came out this year, the second I think it was. I was really excited for it, but also scared at the same time. There's some parts of it that are definitely kind of a commercial for the Sinister Six movie. They pulled off some stuff right, especially Spider-Man swinging and fighting. I really love that. Electro does awesome. Jamie Foxx is awesome as Electro. Dane DeHaan, I think, was underutilized, and also Paul Giamatti. I love Emma Stone in it. Same thing kind of goes for The Amazing Spider-Man. I like them more than the originals, probably because they're more updated, and also Andrew Garfield just, to me, looks more the part of Peter Parker, even though it's a more modern take on Peter Parker versus the Tobey Maguire version. I didn't really like the suit in this one. I like how they updated it for the second one, though. Real Steel, Hugh Jackman does an awesome job. It's really fun. It's not the best movie ever, of course, but it's a really fun movie, and I think they're making the sequel. I'm not sure. I remember hearing something about that not too long ago. The first Star Trek movie, I think it was 2009, J.J. Abrams, Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and Zoe Saldana. Really fun. I think this is about a contract for like $5. I think this is the special edition. Speed Racer. Picked it for like $3 at Big Lots. There's so much that could have been done better. This that just wasn't. I don't know why. Alright, and we got Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Blog starring Nathan Fillion, Felicia Day, and Neil Patrick Harris. Definitely one of my favorite musical comedies, directed by Joss Whedon. I think it was all done during the writer's strike. He's been trying to do a sequel, but with being busy with Marvel and all, he hasn't been able to. Reservoir Dogs, directed by Quentin Tarantino. Excellent movie. Picked it up for, I think it was like $5. Not my favorite Tarantino movie, but pretty good. Not Django Unchained, and it's not Pulp Fiction, you know. The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, start of a really long title. Andy Serkis does an incredible job playing Caesar. James Franco does a really good job in this movie. It's mainly carried by the two of them. Really good movie. Really enjoy it. Really recommend it. Supernatural. Kind of one of my guilty pleasure shows, I guess. Not best show ever, of course, but really fun, really creative. Season 5, I picked it up for, I want to say, $10. Got this last year on Amazon for like $16, season 8. Yeah, I like the show a lot, and just there's so much that has been done with it, and it's really creative. Sherlock, another one of my favorite shows. Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman. I can't remember his name during the Hobbit movies. Yeah, really good movie, really good show. It's pretty much where I found out about Benedict Cumberbatch. And, I'm a big fan of Sherlock Holmes stories, and when I heard about that, I was like, I have to watch it. Saw it the first time my senior year, fell in love with it. Really excited for the supposed Christmas special that they're working on. This is another one of my favorite shows, Game of Thrones. Peter Dinklage is my favorite character. I'm kind of scared to read the book just because George R. R. Martin is famous now for killing off everyone's favorite characters, and if Dinklage at any point dies, I will be pretty sad. Amazing show. And almost last, Arrow, season 1. Got it last year. Didn't mind paying full price for this one. I really love the shows. Been watching since it first came out. Followed it since there were rumors about it. Not as great as season 2, but it's season 1. They're starting off. It's really good still. It holds up. First half of the season, they were kind of holding back, but towards the end of the season, they were able to do a whole lot more. Kind of like they did last year with season 2. Stephen Amell, his acting wasn't the best at the start of season 1, but compared to now, he's gotten a lot better. And last but not least, my collector's edition Man of Steel. Sadly, not as great a Superman movie that I expected, but nothing's perfect. Great collector's edition though, it's nice to have on the shelf. I usually put them next to the Man of Steel bobblehead. Expected a lot better out of the movie, but I'm excited to see where Batman v Superman goes. Dawn of Justice is a weird subtitle, but I think it could have been left at Batman v Superman. Everyone would have been excited anyway. Zack Snyder's directing it again. And supposedly, according to some newer news, Aquaman did send the whales that were surrounding Superman at one point during the movie. So it's kind of like he saved Superman. But yeah, this has been my Blu-ray collection video. If you like it, click like down below. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Again, if you want to see my Nerd Block unboxing, it'll be over here. Loot Crate will be over here. Yeah, have a great day.